Good morning. I wanted to share a little bit of my creative process with you today. And it's kind of a gloomy early day. And I abide by the practice of don't consume any content until you create your own. And so, especially when I wake up early in the day, my spouse had some surgery and needed some medication quite early. And although I got up and thought I'd go back to bed, that didn't happen. And so I decided to just do process art. And it always delights me with that. And so I invite you into this and hope that we have an interesting conversation for it. I'll add some commentary on top of it as it rolls out. Have a beautiful day. So what you're watching isn't about making something good. It's about letting something move. We have been so trained to create for result. And honestly, somewhere along the way, it has sucked the joy right out of it. And what I think is funny about, even the beginning of this, I've sped this up quite a bit from the original creation. When I drew that first circle around that lid that was sitting on my desk, it had a little ridge on it, and it made a bumpy line. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And I continued anyway, because this is process art. It is here to truly calm the nervous system, connect to your higher self, making all those little decisions along the way. I love these Neo color wax crayons. Normally I just use regular Crayola crayons, but these ones allow you to then add the water to them and create a more watercolory experience. And I'm hoping that you'll just hang out with me through this creation and maybe pull out your own crayons. Maybe pull out your own pens and start a little doodle. Where is the joy being sucked out of your life? How can we open it up again? And breathe. Because this is manifesting. This is actually what manifesting looks like. Not doing the big epic task or the culmination of some big goal. This is real life. Not forcing, figuring things out, choosing other colors, seeing the mess, seeing how you judge the mess. And even inside all that, allowing something to take shape, allowing it to flow. Here's where I pull out the start to turn that into a flowing mess now. And not really sure how it's going to roll out. Not sure how the colors will fit together. But still, just adding a little water, letting it flow, seeing how I judge it, and continuing to let it flow. What decisions are you making today? What small choices are you choosing? Can you bring some more creativity to that? More presence, more joy. Where do you reflect? At this point, I look at it and say, it's still kind of messy. Let's define this more. Let's add more lines. Let's darken up those spaces that made sense. So I actually did this creating over 3 days. This is the second time I stepped in. I had let that water medium dry overnight, and then found that my paper had kind of warped up a little bit. And yet it still kept calling me in. And then this little flower wanted to show up, and that's what I put in. And then the moon, the sun, just wanted to be added. Smoothing out some of the colors that didn't seem right. And who's watching? Who's looking over this? I have eyes often showing up in my little drawings because I think that they are really indicative of our own presence and how we see the world and be present with it. At this point, I realized that this was becoming a little bit more like a Zentangle. And so I decided to add some more classically Zentangle doodles and to start closing all those little edges, rounding off the hard places, and using Zentangle ideas of letting each of those harder spots become softer. And here I slowed down the replay a little bit for you to hang out with me in some of these little decisions, these little places where we make decisions and choices. There's truly nothing here to prove. No one you need to impress. Just this moment, this color, this choice, and then following through with the action that feels in alignment. I started to see this I inside of that as the dream time and the daytime, the night and the sun. Where do we get inspiration? How do we flow from lucid sleep to lucid daytime? A lot of people talk about lucid dreaming, and the truth is, to become a more lucid dreamer, the practice is to become a more present daytimer in your waking life. Being present to what shows up, being present to what your intuition is calling to you, what maybe is calling in the light. What delights you? What's real? What is made up? What have we made up about our identities? How have we judged each one of the things that we've put on the paper today? What meaning and inspiration will you allow into your presence? What free-form risks might you take? When I added the squiggly lines here, it felt out of character with the rest of this process art. And yet I love the messiness. Each piece then started to tell more of the story. Each item showing up to create a bigger and better story. I often add hearts in my doodles as well. Not only do they make me smile, but I think it is that constant calling to love, love for humanity, love for ourselves, love for things that may seem difficult. What are we choosing in the moment? What delights us? What are the themes that perhaps would give us some more information, help us decode our experience? And then here I started adding some gold paint pen. I like that for feeling, it feels luxurious to me to add that little metallic sparkle on top of each one of the elements or things that I want to call forward. What wanted more? What wanted to be seen? Where am I telling a story? Do the stars need to sparkle more? Probably need more sparkly stars and sunshine. So looking at this, just this moment, this color, this choice, manifesting your world. And from here, something always moves. I decided to add the white paint pen then as well to make a few things pop out. Which things do you want to bring forward today? What will delight you? I hope you pulled out some colors today. And if not, perhaps tomorrow. I didn't expect to create something that I liked or that I even loved, but this one truly delighted me, and I hope it delights you as well. And if you feel inspired by that, you're already invited.